Hi guys, welcome back for another one. We're continuing here with Transport Fever 2, our Apex challenge. Every product, every city, tropical map, hard difficulty, 1850 start, all that good stuff. And yeah, so we're going to continue where we left off last episode. So last episode we got our very last product in production tools. Well, when I say that, it means that it's in production in two different locations. And we began connecting those to some cities to get some production going on. Now, since last time I recorded, which has been a few in-game, or just like maybe a year or two in-game years, our tool factory has upgraded, which is great. Which means that I can now set that up with a second location, and I'm just easily just going to connect this right into Madison, which should allow us to have another upgrade pretty quickly. So with that said, let's figure out how we want to pull this off. We're gonna have let's do there's another way into Madison, so I'm going to delete this. It's probably not going to make the game very happy, but I feel like it's something I need to do. Of course, deleting it, there's taking some time to process here. Alright, cool. Alright, let's grab streets, grab country roads. We're going to upgrade this section right here. And now we're going to build out. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this out. We're going to build this back behind this plant right here. So we're actually going to do, allows me, there we go. We're going to do this. This does leave the option that if I don't want to come in this way with the fuel, I can come in this way, which I may take the game up on. We'll see. All right, so now what we want to do is kind of go around this hillside. All right, I feel like I gotta cut into these two rocks, unfortunately. Alrighty, so now we have a passageway from there to there. I feel like I am gonna redo this here. Let's see if the game, see how much the game will allow me to do this. Buildings. Oh, wrong button. Alright, so if I do this. Oh, I have a drop off here. Oh, you guys are completing the entire circuit. Right. Yeah, you're completing the entire circuit. So if I have, I can have this come down and connect up straight. All right, what happens if I delete this? I might have to press pause. Yep, okay, that's what I thought was going to happen. All right, well, I'm not going to press pause. I'm just going to let the game break itself for a little bit. We'll fix it. Manage line. All right, so after you want to go here, and we'll delete this. All right, everything's back to being the way it was. All right, so you guys will come down this way, and then they'll travel in this way into the town. All right, cool. Now let's continue the objective here. So we're gonna have this come out. We want to deliver tools in. So we need to pick up tools. I don't think I fully thought this through. All right, you definitely need to have a second one. Let's duplicate. And street access. So if I make this come in this way and then have an exit come in, you'll pick up, exit, and then I can have you go back out that way. I think I'm gonna like that. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this Oh, darn it. I'm just going to curve this up into this road to make things a little bit easier. Or what, tracks? No, not tracks. Sorry, wrong vehicle. All right, so I think I know what to do, guys. I'm all over the place right now. I'm on a one-way street because I obviously didn't do a good enough job planning this out before I pressed play. So we want to curve this out. All right, let's have you go straight out here. All right, and then let's curve you. Awesome. All right, go back to these roads. Let's have you go straight out like that. And how do you... You're not going to curve that well. All right, and that's how you do a sharp curve like that. There we go. All right, so come in, collect here, and go out. All right, so tools. Where are we currently? We should have a location that we're currently dropping tools off to. And that location is... this one? Yep. All right, so we're going to use the same stop. We'll reevaluate here real quickly. I mean, might as well take the opportunity to reevaluate. Oh, wow. Tools are a mess. All right, I'm assuming this is the best location. Actually, you're not getting these buildings down here. Oh, wow. Why is tools so terrible? All right, so I think in this calls for some intervention here for sure. Yeah, we need some intervention. All right, let's get some streets, get some city streets, and we're gonna connect this like that. Some ugly streets, but hey, because what we need to do is we need to make another truck stop that actually connects everything. So I'm going to select down here. I don't... All right, get you off here. All right, either way I'm short, but I'm hoping over time that some of these they'll close and they'll relocate at a more favorable location. That's what I'm hoping happens. So this line right here, we're just gonna kill this all together. So we're gonna we're gonna upgrade vehicles first. Actually, manage. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. All right. Here, manage vehicles. Sell. Sell. All right, now all these upgrade to this. And now we want to manage the line. All right, so we're going to add station. We're going to go wrong station. Up here. Let's go ahead and make you a little darker color. And we're going to go right here. So Madison Central is no more. Dogwood is no more. We're going to go ahead and delete this truck stop. And all right, so everything attached to it. So the only thing that's coming in through here is tools, correct? All right, so all this can go. Do I want the deep? No, I got a depot down there. This depot can go. All right, and then we have a ship line that is no longer going to be productive. Sell you. And this line can now... I need this line to disappear. Where's the X? There should be an X. There it is. Don't need it. Delete it. Don't need this dock. Delete it. Oh, actually, we can get rid of all this. Alright, so that's gone. I can leave that. Don't think I need this dock. Tools of Richmond. That line doesn't exist anymore. Delete that. Yeah, we're doing some cleanup here, guys, for sure. Alright, go. Alright, what's going on here? Alright, you... Alright, you guys still need to do your job, but you don't need to come down this way anymore, so I'm going to leave you guys be. Definitely need some upgraded... these roads really need upgraded. Something I'll focus on, I guess, once we get more things set up. Sorry, so Richmond is now getting tools from this plant, so this one is now going to be hurting. Gresham doesn't demand tools. The question is... I can probably do tool delivery to Everett and tool delivery. You are delivering to Winston-Salem, correct? Yes, you are. I can probably do tool delivery from there. Oh boy, this is going to get fun. All right. Focus. All right, so we are going to bring tools, or set up to have tools delivered into this platform, which should satisfy both Winston-Salem and Everett, and that's kind of the idea here. I'd much rather have a different route, so I think I'll have a port coming in here. It's a little weird looking, but we'll make it work. So let's get a port, definitely large. Oh, speaking of seaways, we do have a new passenger type vehicle that's very fast. That I will end up hooking up from Winston-Salem to Torrance. That's what I'll use it for. To create passengers. I mean, that's probably the only line that I'll end up using a boat for. I mean, I could do Madison down to Richmond. I could think about that one, but I definitely want to do Torrance to Winston-Salem passenger wise through waterways. Yes. All right, so let's do some flattening here. A lot of flattening. So yes, let's do this. Alright, that's gonna be the better way to do that. Alright, so we'll figure that out here in a second. We are on play. I don't know why everything looks like it was paused. I didn't see an autosave. Alright, so we're gonna have... Now we could probably use... Oh, no. We could always use this. To bring... Oh, dock area, not great. I probably want to bring the tools down here. I may just redo this section here. Alright, so let's get the dock in. Alrighty, so let's get the use this train tool first. And if it fails me, then I'll go with the other one. Alright, that is a steep drop off. Look at that. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to see if this would work. Connect you up just like that. I think it's all I want to do. We'll have a drop off here. They'll go and do their thing. I don't know why the vehicle decided to go that way. Like, oh, new road. Let me check it out. Oh, got to turn around. It's a dead end. Nosy person. Oh, that's like people in real life, right? Nosy people. We all know them. Go this way. Ooh, wow. Alright, see how sharp I can turn this, get a 90-degree angle. Cool. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Let's do a flattening. smooth. All right. Oh, was that city? Shoot, that's city street. Ugh. Country road, please. Country road, please. All right, so that'll be easy and simple. So let's go ahead and put a truck stop down here. I need a pickup depot, which we'll put off right off here. It doesn't need to be connected like that. Alrighty. Alright, so let's put a new line in. Alright, we want to go from our tool shop down to the docks. Yeah, so I kind of explained what we're doing, right? We're going to do the docks, dock to dock, and then we'll have some vehicles that will deliver tools to here, which will then separate to Everett and Winston-Salem. Madison now accepts food. Good for Madison. Alright, so we are doing... lost my spot. Where am I? I'm down here. Alright, not that confusing. I can do the lighter blue. Alright, so we're going to do road freight. We're doing... tools. I wish you could name like little bodies of water. That'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool if I could name bodies of water. Alright, tools. Tools to docks. Let's just say tools to harbor. Let's call it that way. All right, next line will go from here to here. Tool dock delivery. All right, so that'll get them from there to there. Now we need to hook up some other stuff here. All right, so first things first. No, this game's gonna hate me if I do this. Let's try to do it. Let's do this. Nope, collision, collision, collision. Oh, lovely. At least I can do that road. All right, so delete this. We will go with this single road. We don't really need the bigger one unless we have multiple routes. All right, so let's curve you. Let's try to avoid rocks. Our dock location is that way. I don't think I'm gonna be able to avoid all the rocks. I think I'm gonna have to hit one of them. Let's see. Let's hit you. Let's avoid a tree. Aim for the rock. Dock is all right. So I kind of a road started. Let's go ahead and get the other part of this done. All right, connect up. And let's pick you from the end. Oh, wow. Steep incline. All right, you're going to have to be flat. Like, you don't have an option. You're going to have to be flat. All right, so in a case like this, where I had to make things a little flat, I think what I'm going to do is just connect it end to end. So that way we can have a gradual slope increase instead of a sharp one. Sometimes you have to change up your strategy. Cool. Alrighty. Just smoothing things out. Normally we do some fast forward builds when we were building a lot, but I knew I was dealing with ship routes. The ship routes are not really, you don't have to really build anything. You just kind of hook end to end. The main reason why I didn't do a fast forward here. So let's go ahead and add in a truck stop. Right there. And then we'll come down this way. And we need a truck stop here. We are going to need large quantities to be able to be dropped off. So let's configure this immediately. Cargo, let's add 2 platforms. And let's go ahead and add 3 buildings. That gives me a capacity of about 300. That should be great. Flatten. These corners drive me nuts. All right, so another new line. All right, we are tools. Train depot. We're gonna call this Everett's Train Depot. It's actually more than ever, but that's the way I designate it. All right, so we're definitely probably going to need a larger platform. Right now we're rocking 160. I need that to be bigger. I definitely need that to be bigger. We'll probably expand out this way because this way is already crowded, so we'll expand out this way and make it work. All right, so we have that line in, that line in. Unfortunately, I still can't really establish it until I have a way of a destination here. So we are going to probably have to pick this up in the next one. We're going to have to build this platform, make sure that a train can carry, which this one, it does have boxcars, so it can recognize already that it can deliver tools down. The other thing we need to make sure is that when we get down here, we have the capacity for it, which is another problem we're going to run into. Yeah, I'm thinking we might have to end up deleting this line here. And we'll have to do something here. I think we're pretty much going to get stuck on have to do something different here, and then deleting this out. Trans will have to find a different way around. We probably should really take a look at Everett. What's the size of Everett? It's getting close to demanding 6 goods. I don't think we put bigger streets in yet, so I think we need to spend the next episode expanding out Everett and having it prepared to be a larger city in the future. So guys, that's where I'm going to leave you on this one. We definitely got a lot to do to get tools to Everett and Winston-Salem, but that is our next goal that we must hit, or that I want to hit. So guys, if you're enjoying this series so far, I know this probably wasn't anything too off the rails. I don't know what did we really get. I don't know what we got to accomplish, all these stupid old vehicles. But guys, if you're enjoying it so far, you know what to do. Give me that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, turn on the notification bell, and don't forget to leave me a comment. And like always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.